Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Haley and you're watching Between the Pages. As you can see, the bookcases behind me are empty, or at least this top part is. I haven't gotten to the bottom part yet. Around this time last year, I did my bookcase reorganization video, and since we're in the middle of my Crate TBR Veterans series, I thought that I would just go through the books that I still have to read so you guys know what my actual physical owned TBR is. I have done a video like this in the past. I think it was like 2017, 2018, around there when I still lived in Arkansas. So it's been a long time since I've done a video like this. So bear with me. I have stacks of books everywhere surrounding me. So let's just get into it. This first part is going to be purely Crate books. Some of these are included in Crate TBR Veterans. Some of them are not. Depending on where the series ends up ending, and how much we have left, I might do like an extra 2 or 3 episodes just to get through all of my Crate books. But yeah, so some of these you'll see in TBR Veterans, some of these you will not. So the first one is Blessed Monsters by Emily A. Duncan. This is the final book in the Something Dark and Holy series. So I'm hoping to hopefully finish the series out this year. Then we have Only a Monster by Vanessa Lynn. The Songbird in the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. This is the third in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. We have Six Scorched Roses by Carissa Broadbent. This is a novel set in the same universe as the Crowns of Nyaxia. Then we have Masquerade of the Heart by Katie Rose Poole. This is the sequel to Garden of the Cursed. I have read that book. You just guys haven't seen the review for it yet, but I have read the first one. Then we have The Sins on Their Bones by Laura R. Samotin. Then we have A Sorceress Comes to Call by T. King Fisher. And we have Immortal Dark by Tigrist Grima. Tigrist, I'm not sure how you pronounce her name. Then we have Mysteries of Thorn Manor by Margaret Rogerson. This is a novella set in the same universe as Sorcery of Thorns. It's kind of like a little bit of a continuation, but not like a full-fledged novel. Then we have Foul Days by Genovia Demau. And then we also have its sequel, Monstrous Nights. Then we have The Lady's Guide to Petticoats and Piracy by Mackenzie Lee. This is a sequel to Gentleman's Guide to... I have completely forgotten the name, so I'll put it right here. But this is the second in the Montague siblings series. Then we have All the Tides of Fate by Adeline Grace. This is a sequel to All the Stars and Teeth, I believe is the title of the first book. Then we have House of Roots and Ruin by Aaron A. Craig. This is a sequel to House of Salt and Sorrows. We have The Last Blood Carver by Vanessa Lee. And then we have The Silvered Serpents by Roshani Choksi. This is a sequel to The Gilded Wolves. I've read quite a while ago, so I'd have to probably reread that before I read this one. We have Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. And then we have At the End of the River Styx by Michelle Kulwicki. Next up, we have Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. Incendiary by Zarita Cordova. The Courting of Bristol Keats by Mary E. Pearson. Hearts That Cut by Kika Hatsapulu. This is a sequel to Hearts That Bind. The Poison Season by Mara Rutherford. Star Daughter by Shveta Thakkar. The Luminaries by Susan Dennard. Lady Macbeth by Ava Reed. And Where the Library Hides by Isabella Banez. This is a sequel to What the River Knows. Next up, we have Song of the Six Realms by Judy L. Lynn. Of Jade and Dragons by Amber Chen. The Gilded Ones by Namina Forna. Jade Fire Gold by June Seal Tan. Spin the Dawn by Elizabeth Lim. Amber and Dusk by Lyra Celine. Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. And Four Dead Queens by Astrid Schulte. And for the last stack, we have The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong. Sleep Like Death by Kaylin Byron. Sword Catcher by Cassandra Clare. This Poison Heart, also by Kaylin Byron. Midnight Strikes by Zeba Shanaz. This Dark Descent by Kaylin Josephine. And then for the last Alcrate book in this, it is Revel by Lissa Maya Smith. So this next part of the video is just going to be like regular books that are not Alcrate books. For the next section, I have divided them up to 3 categories, and that is hardbacks, paperbacks, and then down here is like comics and graphic novels. So let's just get started on the second section. Oh my goodness. I did not realize I actually had this many books. So yeah. We have An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. Unseelie by Evelise Huisman. The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. Emily Wilde's An Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett. A Night to Remember by Walter Lord. Yes, I have taken the dust jacket off of this because I was currently reading it, and then I stopped. And then we have Devil May Cry by Sherilyn Kenyon. The Reckless Oath We Made by Bryn Greenwood. Doctor Who, Night of the Humans by David Llewellyn, a Doctor Who novel. Da Vinci's Tiger by L.M. Eliot. The Bane Chronicles by Cassie Clare. Alex and Eliza by Melissa Dela Cruz. I, Ripper by Stephen Hunter. Nefret's Curse by PC Cass and Kirsten Cass. This is a novella set in the House of Night series, which is like my guilty pleasure series from when I was a teenager. The Beast Within by Serena Valentino. Dumbo Circus of Dreams, which is based on the live action movie. Sally's Lament by Mari Mancusi. Powers That Be by Anne McCaffrey and Elizabeth Ann Scarborough. The Afterlife of Holly Chase by Cynthia Hand. Yes, I have taken the dust jacket off this one because I was currently reading it at one point. A Heart So Fierce and Broken by Brigitte Kammerer. This is the sequel to A Curse So Dark and Lonely. Then we have Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman, one of my favorite movies. They Don't Need to Understand by Andy Black. I've not gotten very far. I think I've only read like one short story, and yes, I took the dust jacket off. And then we have Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I do have an idea. I have a video idea for this and a couple of other books. So I will eventually get back to reading this. I think I only got 50, 75 pages in, and then I stopped because I was like, oh, got a really good idea for this. So next we're going to move on to paperbacks, which is like 3 stacks. First we have The Modern Fairy Tales by Holly Black. This is set in the same universe as her Folk of the Air trilogy. The Darkest Part of the Forest, again, by Holly Black, set in the same universe as Folk of the Air. Court of Wings and Ruin by Sarah J. Maas. This is the 3rd in the Court of Thorns and Roses series. She's thick, but I'm very excited to read her eventually. Titanic, Voices from the Disaster by Deborah Hopkinson, that's how you pronounce that. And then we have Howl's Moving Castle, House of Many Ways, and Castle in the Air, which is, I have these covers because I wasn't able to get the pretty cover of House Moving Castle, so I'm kind of keeping these until I can find better covers. But yeah, these are in the same series, obviously. And then we have Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. This is what the Stars series is based on. I am watching season 1, and then I will be reading this book, so we can do like a like source material versus media video that I'm known for doing on my YouTube channel. And then we have To Save a World and the Queen Witch by Hollis Joe McCollum. I met this author at Conjuration in Georgia and purchased these. Then we have Lights, Camera, Witchcraft, Critical History of Witches in American Film and Television by Heather Green. Again, I met her at Conjuration and purchased this. Then we have The Night Calls by David Peary. The Mandalorian Handbook, because I love The Mandalorian. It is kind of like a children's book, but still, I love The Mandalorian, I love Grogu, and so yeah, I have this because I just like it. Then we have Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov, Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk, A Separate Peace by John Knowles, The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides, High Rise by J.G. Ballard. I do have the audiobook, which is read by Tom Hiddleston, who stars in the movie. So I don't think I've ever gotten all the way through, but yeah, I just love that movie, and I love Tom Hiddleston. The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. Phantasma by Kaylee Smith. I am so excited to read this eventually. Crimson Peak, the novelization. Again, I love Tom Hiddleston, and this is like one of my favorite movies. Classic Tales of Horror by Edgar Allan Poe. So this is just like a select number of his short stories. It's not the complete. I don't have the complete. Oh yeah, do I? I think I do. That's on my other shelf. And then we have Shadow Hunters and Myths, Discovering the Legends Behind the Mortal Instruments by Valerie Estelle Frankel. This is just a series of essays and think pieces and things like that. And then we have Nyx in the House of Night, edited by PC Cast. Mythology, Folklore, and Religion in PC and Kirsten Cast Vampire series. So again, this is like a series of essays and think pieces about the series House of Night. Again, I am a sucker for that series. It was a very dear series to me when I was a teenager, and I think kind of shaped the kinds of books and media that I like to consume now as an adult. I am going to be doing a retrospective, like reread, re-listen to of that whole entire series and discussing it here on my channel. I just don't know when, because currently we're doing the Alcrate TBR Veterans, so that's kind of the only project that I've got going right now. Then we're coming to the last stack, which is the biggest stack. And it's about to fall. First we have Go Hex Yourself by Jessica Clare. This is the same author as Cowboy Christmas that I read and loved. The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I cannot speak today. This is the Alcrate exclusive cover. Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Again, the Alcrate exclusive cover. And then we have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Again, the Alcrate cover. I love these covers. They're so gorgeous. Then we have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. Again, I just read, or I DNF'd my Plain Jane because I like the source material better. Hidden Sea by Gregor Maguire. He's the author of Wicked, and I love Wicked, so I thought maybe I'd try another one of his books. A Demon's Guide to Wooing a Witch by Sarah Hawley. This is a sequel to Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. This is about her best friend and the demon who was like the master over the main male character in Witch's Guide. So I'm excited to read this. Then we have Kiki's Delivery Service by Akito Kanano. This is one of my favorite witchy cartoons or movies from my childhood. So of course I had to get it. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and it's got Kiki and Gigi along the sprayed edges. I love this. I cannot wait to read this eventually, along with Howl's Moving Castle. Then we have Channel of Peace by Kevin Turef. This is written by one of the survivors of 9/11. This is when they got diverted to Gander, Newfoundland on the day of 9/11. It's also a book that it kind of inspired Come From Away, which is one of my favorite musicals of all time, which is about 9/11 and all the planes that got diverted to Newfoundland when they closed U.S. airspace. So yeah, this is kind of like a memoir about like his time in Newfoundland and dealing with the aftermath of 9/11. Then we have Miracle in the Andes by Nando Parado. This is about the Paraguayan soccer team that got stranded in the Andes, and there was a bit of survival cannibalism. So I really want to read this. There is another one by another one of the survivors that I don't have yet, but Nando is one of the most famous ones because he's one of the ones who made the trek through the Andes to go get help. And so I'm just really excited to read this. Alive is one of my favorite movies. I like survival movies, and it amazes me that they went through this and came out alive and everything. So yeah, I just want to read this. I do like memoirs every now and then. I don't read as many as I should, but I read them selectively. Then we have Letters to My Daughter, which is by Dawn Martin. She's actually a family friend of my mom's, and she wrote and published this book about how she was a police officer, and she's done a lot of things in her life that are in men-dominated industries. And so these are just letters that she wrote to her daughter to kind of teach her about her life and everything. So yeah, super proud of her for publishing this. Then we have The Dumb House by Vintage Burnside. So this I actually heard on Books and Lala's YouTube videos a long time ago about this guy who does like experiments on his own children and stuff like that. So it's kind of fucked up, but it's also kind of interesting at the same time. Then we have Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. This is the first in her series that's set in the same universe. I wanted to read this for so long. I actually went to Barnes & Noble to find it one day, and they didn't have it because they were getting ready to release the Barnes & Noble exclusive editions. So this has purple sprayed edges. They also have the other two in the series, and I think her Throne of the Fallen series, they also have exclusive editions. Then we have I Am Haunted by Zach Bagans. Ghost Adventures is one of my favorite ghost shows, just because it makes me laugh, it makes me giggle, they're so funny. So I ended up buying this just so I can find out more about Zach's life, and there's also kind of like behind the scenes like thoughts to do with certain episodes. Then we have Good Omens by Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett. I love the Amazon miniseries of Good Omens. I have not watched season 2 because I'm kind of not interested because I feel like season 1 left off in a good place. But yeah, I really want to read this and then do a media versus source material video. Then we have Mountains Made of Glass by Scarlett St. Clair. This is kind of like an adult like fairy tale retelling. I know it's got spicy scenes in it and everything, so I'm excited to read this eventually. Then we have Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. This is the sequel to Serpent and Dove that I read a long time ago, so I'd probably have to reread that one or audiobook that while reading this one, because I really liked Serpent and Dove, but I've just never gotten around to reading the sequel. And then we have Queen of Snow by Laura Burton and Jessie Cowell. Again, this is a Elsa and Jack Frost retelling that's spicy. It's kind of like a fanfic almost. But yeah, I've seen it all over like my Instagram feed, and I just was like, I just need to know what this is about. So I picked it up. Okay, this last stack is graphic novels and comics. So the first one I have is Death Note Short Stories by Tazumi Oba, which I think is the same author. Yeah, and it's the same author as the actual Death Note series. So yeah, this is just short stories. it just says, pinned by the series creators, discover tales of lives irrevocably changed by the sinister influence of the Death Note. So it's like Ryuk like drops the Death Note again, and people kind of like continue Kira and Light's like legacy. So that's really interesting. I found this at Walmart actually. I was just like browsing through the books like I do when we go grocery shopping, and I saw this and was like, I've not heard anybody talk about this. So I don't know if this is like a new release. Technically I bought it last year, probably like October, September. So I don't know if this is a new release or if anybody actually knows that this exists, but yeah, I'm excited to read this. Then I have Death Note Black Edition Volume 2. I have read Volume 1, but I just now picked this up like last year for my birthday at the comic book store. And so yeah, I really need to continue the series just to see how it differs from the anime. And then I have the Infernal Devices Clockwork Angel graphic novel. I have not read Clockwork Angel. I have read, I think before I DNF'd it, I read like 50% of it and then really got bored. So when I saw there was a graphic novel version, I was like, oh, well, I can still get like this story, but without having to read like a 700-page book. So that's why I picked up the graphic novel instead. Then I have the Nightmare Before Christmas manga, because if you've been here long enough, you know I love Nightmare Before Christmas. It's my favorite movie of all time. Like it's my go-to comfort movie when I'm sad or upset or I'm tired and I don't know what to watch. So yeah, I just went ahead and picked this up. Then these are Walmart one-shots that you can like buy in like a pack. The first one is Hawkeye, Kate Bishop. Then we have The Trial of Magneto, and you have Iron Man 3. So they're kind of like little one-shots that I like to buy every now and then just to get my comics, my Marvel Comics fix. Then we have Mystique, Ultimate Collection by Sean McKeever. I've never read any Mystique comics, so that's why I went ahead and picked this up, just so I could get a little taste. Then we have Avengers Season 1. That's what that looks like. Then we have The Avengers by Brian Michael Bendis and John Romita Jr. We have The Amazing Spider-Man by Dan Slott and Humberto Ramos. So I've not really read any Spider-Man comics, so that's why I picked that one up. Then we have The Umbrella Academy Hotel Oblivion. This is the third in the Umbrella Academy series. I originally bought this because I do a series on my channel where I watch Umbrella Academy, the season that's just come out, and then I review and compare and contrast the comic book or graphic novel. I have not done that for season 3, which is why I am so behind. But yeah, that's initially why I bought this. And then we have some that I picked up for my birthday last year at the comic book store in Branson, which is my favorite place to go for comics and things like that. We have Harley Quinn Black and White and Redder, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch 1. Never read any of their comics. Then I have 2 Doctor Who comics. I have Doctor Who the 15th Doctor, so based off of Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor. And then I have New Adventures with the 10th Doctor. Then we have some more like comic bind-ups. I have Harley Quinn by Paul Dini. So this is like the original creator of Harley Quinn. I love Harley Quinn. She's my favorite anti-hero. I'm not going to call her a villain because she's not really a villain, but she's not a hero either. So she's my favorite anti-hero of the DC universe. Then we have another one of my favorite anti-heroes, and that is Loki, the god who fell to earth. I love Loki. He's my favorite character. Yes, I kind of like him because the way Tom Hiddleston portrays him in the MCU. Then I have the actual like volume 1 of Harley Quinn Black and White and Redder. This is just issue 1 that I bought at first because I didn't know if I was going to like it or not. I still don't know if I'm going to like it or not, but I like how all of the comics are in black, white, and red. So that's also why I picked it up, because I kind of like that art style and that take that everything, that's the only 3 colors in the comic book is black, white, and red. So Harley Quinn colors. Then we have another Night Before Christmas manga, and that is the full color edition. Because your girl loves Night Before Christmas, and I'll buy anything that has Night Before Christmas on it. Then we have the next 3 volumes in the Harley Quinn series by Amanda Conner, and that is A Call to Arms, The Joker's Last Laugh, and Black, White, and Red All Over. And then your girl has another Night Before Christmas comic, and that is The Battle for Pumpkin King. So this kind of explains like how Oogie Boogie and Jack became like arch nemesi. What is the plural of nemesis? So yeah, this kind of just explains like why they have their rivalry and like why Oogie Boogie like was outcasted in Halloween Town and everything like that. So that's why I picked this up, because I love Night Before Christmas. And then my last one is kind of like another silly, and that's Hogwarts Legacy, the official game guide. It just goes over like the people that you will encounter, the different quests, the different magical beasts that you can capture or anything like that. So yeah, it's just kind of like I just wanted it because I love Harry Potter and I love Hogwarts Legacy. Have I completed that game yet? No. Have I had it for over a year? Yes, but I still went ahead and bought that. So that is my complete owned TBR. I guess I'm going to have to, when I edit this, I'm going to have to count them and put a final count for you on the screen right now. It's probably going to be really bad. But yeah, that was my total owned TBR. If there's anything in this video that you would like me to read like immediately, like after I finish, I'll create TBR veterans, or maybe I'll try to slip one in during one of those episodes, then let me know. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video.